Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into one of the biggest transformations happening right now, how technology is completely, and I mean completely, reshaping the world of education. We're talking from kindergarten all the way to university. So, just to get us started, take a second and picture a classroom. What do you see? Are you thinking rows of desks, a teacher at the front, maybe a chalkboard? Or is it something else entirely? Because what a classroom actually looks like today might just surprise you. All right, let's kick things off by getting a handle on the core idea that's driving this entire shift. It's a concept that's really changing the very definition of teaching and learning. And here it is, technology-enhanced learning, or TEL for short. Now, the crucial thing to get here is that this isn't just about, throwing some computers in a room and calling it a day. Not at all. It's about fundamentally using these digital tools to design brand new and way more effective ways for students to actually learn stuff. What this really represents is a massive philosophical shift. We're moving away from that old-school, one-size-fits-all model, where the teacher is just lecturing from the front of the room. The goal now? A learner-centered model, one where technology actually empowers students to take control of their own education, letting them forge learning paths that are tailored specifically for them. So what does this actually look like in a real classroom? How does it work? Well, let's explore 5 of the key tools and methods that are making this happen right now. First up, we've got blended learning. Think of this as a hybrid approach. It doesn't ask us to choose between a physical classroom and online learning. Instead, it tries to give students the absolute best of both worlds. And a perfect example of this is the flipped classroom. The idea is simple. Students watch the lectures online at home on their own time. And what that does is it frees up all that precious class time for the stuff that really matters. Actually practicing the concepts, working together on projects, and getting one-on-one help from their teacher. It completely flips that old homework and lecture dynamic on its head. Okay, our second approach takes things a step further. This is personalized and adaptive learning. And this is where technology basically becomes a kind of digital tutor for every single student in the room. This is where AI really starts to shine in education. I mean, if you've ever used something like Khan Academy or Duolingo, you've seen this in action. The platform uses algorithms to figure out what you're getting right and, more importantly, where you're struggling. Then it adjusts the difficulty in real time so that you're always being challenged, but you're never totally overwhelmed. It's pretty cool. Our third approach is something you've almost definitely experienced, even if you didn't know what it was called: gamification. This is all about making learning as addictive and engaging as a really great video game. Right? So by bringing in simple game mechanics, things like points for correct answers, badges for big achievements, and a little friendly competition with leaderboards, tools like Kahoot or quizzes can turn a boring old review session into this super exciting, high-energy event that genuinely gets students motivated. Moving on, another thing technology can do is foster one of the most essential skills for the modern world: teamwork. And that's the whole goal behind collaborative and social learning, which uses digital tools to basically break down the physical walls of the classroom. And we're talking about tools a lot of us already use every day, like Google Workspace or Microsoft Teams. With these, students can build presentations and work on projects together from literally anywhere. It really encourages that peer-to-peer learning that isn't stuck inside the classroom or limited by the school bell. And finally, we get to the most futuristic approach on our list: immersive learning. This is where we step into the wild worlds of augmented and virtual reality to create learning experiences that honestly used to be pure science fiction. Just imagine it. You could conduct a dangerous chemistry experiment in a perfectly safe virtual lab, or you could use an AR app on a tablet to see a human heart beating right there in front of you, and you can walk around it and explore it from every single angle. This is a level of hands-on learning that was just impossible in a classroom until now. Now look, as exciting as all of this is, we have to be real. It's not some magic bullet. This rapid push of technology into education comes with both incredible promise and some very real challenges that we absolutely have to talk about. The potential here is just enormous, right? We're talking more engagement, flexible learning, access to a whole world of information. But there's a flip side to each of those promises. That promise of access, well, it's challenged by the digital divide, where not all students have the same quality of devices or internet. The power of these new tools is kind of useless if teachers aren't properly trained to use them.
And all that incredible data that makes personalization possible, it brings up some very serious questions about student privacy.
So, when you weigh all the good against the bad, what's the ultimate takeaway here? Where is all of this really heading? I think this quote really gets to the heart of it. The goal isn't to replace great teachers, not at all. The goal is to give them powerful new tools, tools that empower both them and their students to create a richer, more effective learning experience together. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone who loves to learn, this revolution is already here. The question isn't if technology will change how we learn anymore, but how it's going to change the way you learn next. Thanks so much for joining us.